to get my back blown out in peace. You think I got time to talk about a divorce that's a year old?
It started like any other quiet night in Teyana Taylor's world, or at least, that's what she thought. The kind of night where the city noise fades into the background, and you can finally breathe for a moment. But sometimes, it's in those moments of calm that the loudest storms are born. Teyana was sitting in the living room, scrolling on her phone, sipping on tea. Aaron was in the other room, supposedly on a quick call. She could hear his muffled voice through the wall, nothing too suspicious at first. But as the minutes ticked by, she noticed something. His tone was softer than usual, a little too warm. The kind of tone you don't use with just anyone. She tried to shake it off. Maybe he was talking to a friend. Maybe it was work. But the longer he stayed away, the more the unease crept in. She had been through enough in her life to know that when your gut starts whispering, it's usually onto something. Aaron finally walked back in, phone still in his hand, grinning at something on the screen. When he noticed her watching, he casually slipped it into his pocket and sat down. But his hand stayed there. The phone never left his grip. Even when she tried to make conversation, he kept glancing down, thumbing the side like he was waiting for it to buzz again. That's when the thought hit her. Maybe she needed to know. Not later. Not tomorrow.
Now.
It wasn't that she wanted to be the kind of person who went through someone's phone. She hated the idea. But love can make you feel like you're standing in the dark, and sometimes you just want a little light. Just enough to see if you're safe, or if you should run. The opportunity came faster than she expected. Aaron said he was heading to the kitchen to grab a drink. He set his phone down on the coffee table, face down, of course. As soon as she heard the fridge door open, her heart started pounding. Her eyes stayed locked on that phone, like it was the only thing in the room. She reached for it, fingers trembling. The passcode, she knew it. He had told her months ago, back when things felt open and easy between them. The screen lit up. 4 numbers later, she was in. At first, everything looked normal. A couple of group chats, random texts. But then she noticed something. A contact with no profile picture, saved under a very generic name. Too generic. Chris. She couldn't remember Aaron ever mentioning a Chris. Her thumb hovered over the thread for a moment. She told herself she could just close it, that she didn't need to know. But curiosity and fear are powerful together. She tapped. The messages loaded, and her stomach dropped. This wasn't a Chris. This was a woman. And not just any woman, someone who clearly knew Aaron well. The texts weren't explicit, but they didn't need to be. Flirty emojis. Late night, wish you were here messages. And one that made her blood run cold. Last night was perfect. Can't wait for next time. Her mind raced. Last night, he had told her he was working late. She kept scrolling. Photos. Nothing too revealing, but intimate enough to leave no doubt. A coffee date selfie. A blurry shot of 2 hands intertwined. Before she could process, she noticed something else. Instagram DMs. A different name this time, but the same vibe. And on another app, disappearing messages. That's when it hit her. This wasn't a one-time thing. This was a pattern. The sound of footsteps snapped her out of it. Aaron was coming back. She quickly locked the phone and set it down exactly where it had been, her hands suddenly cold. He walked in like nothing had happened, sipping his drink. But she couldn't unsee what she'd just seen. Her chest felt tight. She tried to keep her voice steady when she asked, "Who's Chris?" The pause was everything. He blinked, then laughed lightly, like she'd just said something ridiculous. "Just a friend," he replied. Too fast. Too rehearsed. She didn't smile back. "A friend who sends you hearts at 2 a.m.?
His jaw tightened.
"So you went through my phone?" There it was, the classic deflection. Instead of answering, he was turning it on her. The room felt smaller now. The air heavier. He started pacing, muttering about trust, privacy, how she had crossed a line. But all she could think about were those messages. Those pictures. The argument spilled over. Voices got louder. She accused, he denied. He said it was nothing. She said nothing doesn't look like that. He swore she was overreacting. She swore he was lying. Somewhere in the middle of the shouting, there was a moment of silence. They just stared at each other, her eyes full of betrayal, his full of something she couldn't quite read. Was it guilt? Or was it anger at being caught? That night, she didn't sleep. Aaron eventually went to the guest room, slamming the door behind him. She lay awake replaying every moment of their relationship, searching for the signs she might have missed. She thought back to the beginning, the late-night talks, the laughter, the way he made her feel seen. She remembered defending him against rumors before. People had whispered about him being too friendly with other women, but she brushed it off. She told herself that if you love someone, you trust them. Now she wondered if she had just been trusting a version of him that didn't exist anymore. By morning, things were worse. They barely spoke. She caught him scrolling through his phone again, his expression unreadable. And then she noticed he had changed his passcode. Her friends noticed something was off right away. Teyana wasn't one to hide her energy, and now she was quieter, shorter in her responses. One of her closest friends finally asked, and when Teyana told her, the reaction was instant. "Girl, you don't deserve this." Some friends told her to walk away. Others said to work it out privately. But her inner circle was unanimous about one thing. If he had nothing to hide, he wouldn't be changing passwords and flipping the blame. The story didn't stay private for long. It never does when you're Teyana Taylor. Fans started picking up on clues. She unfollowed Aaron on Instagram, deleted a couple of recent photos of them together. And then came the cryptic IG story. A black screen with white text. The truth always comes to light. No names, no tags, but everyone knew. Social media erupted. Twitter threads dissected the situation, with some people defending her for checking the phone. If you feel the need to look, it's because something's already wrong. Others criticized it. Snooping only creates more problems. Hashtags like #TeamTeyana and #AaronExposed trended for hours. Aaron stayed quiet publicly, letting days pass without a single statement, a single post, or even a subtle like on anyone's photo. But then, out of nowhere, he broke the silence with just one short Instagram story. Black background, white text, no emojis, no hashtags, just 7 words. Trust is everything. Without it, there's nothing. It was enough to set the internet on fire. Within minutes, fans were screenshotting it, reposting it, and dissecting every syllable like it was some secret code. To some, it was an indirect confession, his way of saying something had gone wrong, but he wasn't the one to blame. Others saw it as shade, a sharp jab meant to flip the narrative and make him look like the wounded party. And then there were those who called it pure manipulation, a man playing the sympathy card before the full truth could come out. Behind the scenes, though, the picture was very different. Sources close to the couple whispered that Teyana and Aaron weren't officially broken up, but they also weren't exactly together. Taking a break was the phrase being tossed around, but no one seemed able to define what that actually meant. For now, it meant distance. Teyana was surrounding herself with family, her safe space, the people who knew her heart better than anyone else. She was leaning on them quietly, refusing to feed the public frenzy. Aaron, on the other hand, was keeping an even lower profile, avoiding public outings, skipping events, and turning down interviews. But the real problem, the one no Instagram quote could fix, was trust. That invisible thread that holds two people together had been frayed, maybe even severed. And trust, once it's gone, it doesn't just grow back overnight. For some couples, it never comes back at all. The most haunting part? No one knew the full story except for Teyana and Aaron themselves. Had she truly uncovered the whole truth that night? Or had she only seen a fraction of what was really there, a glimpse into a much bigger secret? The people around them whispered about more, hinting that the situation could be deeper and darker than anyone realized. But there was also a possibility, however small, that it had all been a massive misunderstanding, blown out of proportion by raw emotion and bad timing. Still, the damage was done. That phone screen had shown her something. Something powerful enough to shift the way she looked at him. And once you see something like that, you can't unsee it. It lingers in the back of your mind, gnawing away, turning every smile into a question mark, every late text reply into a suspicion. Right now, their love story hangs by a single, fragile thread. The world is watching, but the decision isn't theirs to make. It's Teyana's. And the question everyone keeps asking remains unanswered. Can two people rebuild when the foundation has been cracked wide open? Or has that one moment, that one screen, shown too much to ever forgive or forget?